So for this discussion, I wanted to talk about my favorite band again, Rise Against. So in my video last week, I mentioned how their musical style changed quite a bit over time. So rather than focusing on one song like I did last week, I kind of wanted to walk through their music album by album and talk about the change in their musical style over time. So the band formed in 1999, and in 1999 they were a punk rock band. So their first album, The Unraveling, came out in 2001, and that album is very hardcore and it has those punk elements to it. The vocals are mostly just screaming. The guitar is just heavily distorted and just consists of a pattern of power chords, and the drums were just played basically as hard and as fast as possible. Most of the songs from that album are under 2 minutes long. The second album, Revolutions Per Minute, was released in 2003. For this album, it's more transitional. Half the songs are fast-paced, screaming songs, but then other songs start to become more melodic. So most of them are still fast-paced, but they begin to add more distinct melodies to their music. The guitar is still largely that distorted power chords, but you start to hear more prominent bass lines, especially, appear in their songs, so it makes it a lot more melodic than their past music. In 2006, they released their album, The Sufferer and the Witness, and it begins to sound much more like what they sound like today and from that point forward. So rather than punk, they start to be known as melodic hardcore. So there's still definitely a hardcore sound to it, but it starts to have those distinct melodies in all of their songs rather than just some of them. There's no more songs where they're just screaming the whole way through. So there's a more prominent theme where you can hear the rhythm guitar playing melodies over the power chords. There's still lines occasionally that are screaming, but they're a lot less prominent and for shorter lengths of time. The lyrics of the songs are much more meaningful and have a distinct theme, whereas in the past it was just angry, and then now you start to be able to tell, like, oh, the song is about this, or In 2008, they released their album Appeal to Reason. This album is where it starts to become much more melodic and starts to be considered that alternative rock genre. So the lyrics all have specific themes, and this album becomes their most popular album. So then past this point, I just kind of like to group their 2011 album, Endgame, 2014 album, The Black Market, and 2017 album, Wolves. We'll just kind of group those together with Appeal to Reason because they continue to have that alternative rock theme. So the songs all still have distinct political meanings behind them, and the songs are a lot more melodic than their first album. However, there still is at least one song per album that will just have a line of that screaming vocals, so that doesn't go away. It's still pretty, they still have that hardcore feeling that they had in the beginning, but it's definitely way more melodic and alternative rock then. So as I mentioned in my video last week, they're all activists and their songs reflect their activist themes. Some prominent themes they address include suicide and bullying, animal rights, economic injustice, environmental disasters, homophobia, modern warfare, and political corruption. Those themes are all prominent in their songs throughout the entirety of their history, but even more easily detectable in their 2008 album Forward. So with that alternative rock sound, it's easier to tell what their themes are in there rather than just being angry. It's like, you can tell what it's about. And then it has that alternative rock sound, which you can tell because it starts to have cleaner guitar sounds, more melodic rhythm guitar and bass. And the drums just have a more meaningful changing rhythms instead of just hard, fast hitting all the time like it was in their punk rock scene. So that's how they transitioned sort of from that hard rock, punk rock genre to alternative rock over time.